You know, most of what I know about witness intimidation, I know from the Roger Stone felony trial, where he was convicted on almost all counts and then later pardoned by President Trump. But what Liz Cheney is describing here, this evidence that she's bringing forward from witnesses who have come forward to the committee talking about how they've been intimidated, pressured by people close to President Trump, or at least on President Trump's behalf. It sounds like the kind of testimony that you see in criminal trials about tampering with witnesses, which is a crime, right? I mean, this is what this looks like.
There's nothing a congressional committee can do about witness intimidation, but there is something the Justice Department can do. And so this is another thing where the committee is saying to Merrick Garland publicly, look what he's doing. Do you want to allow this? Is this what you want to allow? You need to get into this investigation. It looks like Merrick Garland's into this investigation, but they were making it. They're trying to make it, in effect, embarrassing for Merrick Garland to be in any way hanging back.
Well, tampering with witnesses, too, is the kind of crime that the Justice Department takes very, very seriously, because this goes to the heart of the integrity of the justice system.
I mean, this is as serious as a legal heart attack. Number one, the DOJ has already indicted 2 people for these kind of process crimes. This is a lawful investigative body, and so the people who outright defied, 2 of them, Bannon and Navarro, are awaiting criminal trial. 2, this was, as far as I've seen, a very public notice of, we have evidence of further witness tampering. 3, the DOJ can act on its own. Congress can also refer this as a type of crime. We've had a lot of discussion about whether you refer the specific situation of Donald Trump for what I would call substantive crimes, coups, election fraud, elector fraud, that kind of thing. This is what they call a process crime, but the Congress, this committee, can refer by letter or statement these kind of things. And Mueller went very far. He was very strict on this, and he did what are called process crimes. The Mueller report also refers to the fact that, as far as they were concerned, they had evidence of crimes that they thought also interfered with the probe. And so it's an open question here how this is dealt with, but I do think the Justice Department has to just put politics and optics aside and figure out if there is tampering going on and other process crimes beyond the 2 people you indicted, do you act on that?
And you have to act on it quickly, because it's the type of crime that is actively influencing and interfering with a lawful investigation at the moment.
And this kind of, I mean, first of all, I almost cracked up when I heard this, because it was a sort of combination of sort of menace and like hackiness that is like the peak Trump. Like were they doing it in the Brando accent? You know, when they were doing this, like, it's so over the top. Like, yeah, a man wants to tell me. He's watching your testimony very close. It's like, okay, all right. Like, but the point is that, like, that's the way they operate and have always operated.
This is a Justice Department that wants very, very, very badly to look very nonpartisan and very, very.
They have succeeded in that.
They've succeeded.
They've won that. Now they can do their work.
They've 100%. But this is one of those instances where they'd lose nothing. This is literally interference with the process of the American people finding out the basic information. And the committee knows who was tampered with. The committee obviously knows who got those, hey, you know, be something, you know, it was a shame if something happened to your dog kind of threats. So they know who these people are. I asked Jamie Raskin earlier this evening, would they do a referral? Because this is the most obvious. This has nothing to do with whether you like Trump or hate Trump. This is a direct process crime. He said it's something that they would keep.
And it's worth.
They should just do it.
They're doing it
on TV. And it's worth noting that it's the part of this investigation that isn't about something that happened 17 months ago, right? This is the part of the investigation about something that is happening right now, which requires an immediate response in order to stop the ongoing harm, which is a different kind of pressure on the Justice Department than we've previously seen.